Yeah, good evening, everyone. Maz is okay here once more. I just want to give us a quick update about the, you know, I've keep telling us, I've just dedicated myself in updating projects happening in the southeast. So one of the project is the second Niger Bridge. Now brace yourself up. The second Niger Bridge, there are key facts that you need to know. That bridge is only 1.6 kilometer in length, and that is 10.3 kilometers of road both ways. That is from Anambra and from Delta. That is going to have a toll gate. That means for you to use that bridge, you need to pay. And if you don't want to pay, you use the old one. Now, the project timeline is 42 months, which is going to be completed next year, 2020. Now, I have been in this, site before, and the last time I was there, 29th of August 2018, it wasn't so far gone. That's when I reported a lot of people who didn't like what I showed, were saying I wasn't representing the fact. I said, wow, I can't hide concrete, but now you can see the pillars, they are visible and they are there. These pictures are from the Julius Berger themselves. Now, the pictures Julius Berger brought out 2 weeks ago, and the mid report that they brought out have actually prompted a lot of people to start questioning if the bridge is actually the way that Julius Berger is portraying that bridge for. And the only thing I can tell anyone that is in doubt, myself, I keep telling people, you go online, you've got your mobile phone, you got your computer, just type in secondrivernigerbridge.com. That is the website. Then you can actually watch a live feed. That is the only project in Nigeria today that has that, live feed. And I've argued in many of the forums that if we are a serious people, such national project must have, cameras installed where, anyone who is interested in knowing how the project is progressing can actually log in and see what is happening. So the way it is, within the Igbo intelligentsia group, we got an invitation to come to site and to see what is happening. And today is the 28th of November 2019. And today, it happened, So it's not only what you're looking at now, which is what the government is basically, or rather the information from the government now, but when our team got there today, this is what they saw. So it's no longer about what Julius Berger is saying, because you guys know, I do not sugarcoat. I cannot say thank you where there is no need to say thank you. I do not, paint white black. But the way it is that second Niger Bridge is really happening. Now you're looking at the picture that is from, taken with our cameras. This is not the official Julius Berger stuff. This is now individuals, ndị Igbo, ndị je ụkwụ ha na-abụ wee jee ebe evu. Ọ bụrụzi nke ndị gọọmenti na-enye. So you can see the difference. So these are done with individual cameras. This is not done with the professional Julius Berger camera. So, and that was actually led by Joseph Chukwuma Ikuna. And he said something, after the event, and he, after going there, he made a comment that is very interesting. We saw everything there. It's very clear. Now he says each of us came away thrilled and very grateful for this functional project, which will ease traveling in time and boost business across Nigeria. Already, real estate prices in Asaba, Atani, Obaru, and Doba are rising significantly. So you can see only the bridge is about to be completed, and you can see already people are already repositioning themselves, trying to gain from that bridge. Now, some of you that might, after watching this and go away and say, Mazi, are you praising the government or what are you doing? Now, listen, it's not only about flogging and pointing out where government is failing. Our job as individuals and our job as people who are objective, myself, Mazi Ezeoke, being objective means if someone is getting something right, you say it the way it is. If that person is failing, for Christ's sake, be you and know it that I will be among the first to say it the way it is, that this is not getting it right. Now, in this case, thanks to President Muhammadu Buhari for his input in ensuring that a proper funding structure was put in place. Okay, so this project is scheduled to be completed in 2022. So in 2022, that this project will be completed and it will be commissioned. Then people can start using it. Now, again, the president deserves to be given credit, if not for anything, And as my good brother Chukuma, pointed out, he says equally, while we give credit to the president, he says that we must also give credit to Uche Oji, the MD of Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, a major partner in this tripartite agreement, whose contribution to this project in every respect has been both valuable and enviable. He has proven himself as one of the best ambassadors whom we should be all proud of. Again, ndị Igbo si na onye akịdị gwọta mma, onye akịdị na-agwọ akịdị gwọta mma, asị ya gwọta ọzọ. So thank the one who has done right, then he's going to do more. So, the project is ongoing. People, the project is massive. When I say massive, the project is massive, seriously massive. But what I don't understand is, some of you would argue, why would we have toll gates there? And my counter argument would be, I would rather have a functional road and bridge that is world standard and pay a token to use it than fight to have something free and broken. I put this argument to anyone all the time. If you fix Enugu Onitsha Expressway, make it the best, let's say 6 lane each side, and you collect 1,000. If I want to go to Enugu, I pay 1,000, and I know I can, be slow and steady and save fuel while going. Of course, I can save more than 1,000 fuel if I do not need to do the bumpy style and, braking my cars. I will be comfortable to pay 500 or pay 1,000, and I find myself, within 35 minutes, 40 minutes, I am where I am going. So it's not a question of being free to use the toll gate or not. However, it is about that these infrastructures are in that place and these infrastructures function. So, like I said before, this project is something that is going to help the Southeast. Not only Southeast, is going to help the whole nation. Again, if not that Nigeria is a very, wobbly place, there is no way people should be actually celebrating, or rather people of a particular region shouldn't be celebrating something like Second Niger Bridge. I explain. It's something that unifies. If you build a bridge, everyone will go. I've been in San Francisco and I used the Oakland Bridge to cross over to Oakland from San Francisco. Now, the people of San Francisco, they're not going to the government to say, oh, thank you for building this bridge, it's going to help us, or the people living in Adel. No, it is the bridge connects San Francisco to Oakland. What that does is it makes living, because if you can't afford to live in Oakland, then you can, sorry, if you can afford to live in San Francisco, which is a very expensive city, but if you can go, you go with the train or you drive 30 minutes, 25 minutes, then you find cheaper, larger apartments. And it works. So, that is the same principle. The bridge ought to be something done nationally. That same applies to Benue Bridge, Kogi Bridge, whichever bridge it is. These are things that should be done nationally, not something that a particular region, because this bridge actually started since the time of Babangida, and now Babangida's gone. Even eventually, Abacha came in. The conversation to build second Niger bridge started when Babangida, you can imagine, when Babangida was still in power before he left in 1993. And the conversation keeps going. The PDP were there in 16 years, and, it was only Jonathan that barely scratched the surface. Obasanjo was not interested because he considered those areas as the Biafran area, which is quite sad. And the Igbos kept supporting the PDP. Yaradua came, sadly, he died in office. So it was only Jonathan that actually scratched the surface. And I am personally glad that Buhari came in and he did not stop, though there was a time work stopped for a while, but eventually picked up again because they needed to, I think maybe they looked at the finance structure once more. But be that is may, whatever the reason is, then we must say the same way we said thank you to Goodluck Jonathan for starting the bridge, we must say thank you, President Buhari, for continuing the bridge. However, I must still put and say my mind that it's not something that we should be praise singing, actually, because it's something that ought to be done, or it should have been done many, many years ago, because it is a national project, a project that will connect the Midwest, the West, the North Central to the Southeast, down to Cameroon, the Southeast and the South-South. So it's not something only the Southeast people or the South-South people will use. It is a national a project. Just like, someone using the Jaba Bridge, for instance, is not only for the North, or Benue Bridge is not only for the Middle Belt. No. If you have any business to do on the other side of the divide, of course, you have to use the bridge. My only concern is, and I must voice this before I close, my only concern is by the height of the bridge, and we have the old Onitsha Wharf on the right. I do not know how ship, or vessels can still bring things to the other side, unless the federal government is planning, I'm not aware of that, to relocate that wharf to maybe Atani or that side. I don't know. Once more, this is Mazes, okay, just to bring to us and say that this project is ongoing. And thank you once more, the Igbo Intelligential Group, for all the things you've done in ensuring that you go there. And the coordinator was Chief Joseph Chukuma Ikuna. Mazes, okay, once more, we're blessed.